An honor now to be joined by Gary Williams, a longtime head men's basketball coach at Maryland. Coach Williams here for the Coaches versus Cancer annual gala event. Coach, why be here in Norfolk tonight? Why was it so important you had to be here?
Well, Jeff Jones called me. I've known Jeff back to when he was a player at Virginia. And I was active with Coaches versus Cancer. I was national chairman a couple of years when I was at Maryland. So it's a no-brainer. You know, it's one of those things where Jeff says, come on down, we're having some coaches in, things like that at Gala. And I said, sure, and you block off the time because I know how important this is. It's not just to Jeff, but to the whole coaching community, whether it's high school, college, whatever. There's so many people involved that do so much work that, if I can kick in a little, I'm glad to.
Being in this room tonight, Jim Boeheim, Roy Williams, Tubby Smith, Jeff, like the stories, the wins, like is it just like how cool is it to be a part of that and hear everyone kind of share their stories?
Yeah, I hate all those guys you mentioned. No, it's like I played against all those guys,
right.
And I was at in the Big East, 82 to 86. Boeheim they won it in 93. They won the national, but they were good. They had Pearl Washington, great players. Tubby, when he was at Kentucky, played against him a couple times in the NCAA tournament. Of course, Roy Williams replaced Dean Smith and was incredible. The games we used to have at Carolina. So there are a lot of great memories, and now you can laugh a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
Back then you didn't laugh much.
A personal connection to Norfolk. Joe Smith is obviously a famous Maryland Terrapin, spent 2 years up there. What are your memories of him as a young player and coming through?
He should have stayed another year. He was there 2 years, and it just seemed like it went like that. Joe was National Player of the Year, Naismith Award winner. He was a #1 pick in the draft over Kevin Garnett, Vince Carter, people like that. And Joe was he turned our program around. We went from we went through some tough times, but then Joe came and we went to 2 straight Sweet 16s. And I think if Joe would have come back another year, and he was right to go when he did to the NBA because the money was just right there as the #1 pick.
Yeah.
But if he would have come back, we'd have been pretty good that third year too.
Right. Gary, your role, I think it's assistant to the AD at Maryland now up there since 2011. I don't know the technical term, but how is that going for you in your role up there now?
Well, it's good. I get to meet people and things like that. It's not quite like coaching, but it's good. And we have a new basketball coach in Buzz Williams. We have a new athletic director in Jim Smith. So there's a lot going on and a very positive feel on campus right now.
Let me ask you this. We've seen Roy retire in recent years. We saw Coach K retire in recent years. We saw Tony Bennett retire, Jeff Jones. What are you attributing that to? Is it all the NIL transfer portal stuff? How do you kind of explain where the game's at right now college-wise?
Well, it's a pro sport now. I mean, the people with the most money have the best players. I don't blame the players at all. I mean, if I was a player, I'd go where I could get the most money, and that's what's going on. And I think when you coach a long time, like those people you mentioned coached, it's really hard to make that adjustment. I think for the young guys coming up in coaching, they'll be fine because this is the way it is now. If you want to coach a college team, you're going to have to be successful, people that are willing to help you and, be strong in the financial area. And that's where it's changed. There's no more building 4-year teams. It's how good you're going to be this year. And I think as a coach, you took a lot of pride in being able to build a team. And now those days are probably done, at least under the current legislation.
All right. Well, Gary Williams, enjoy this event tonight. Thank you so much for your time. Gary Williams, a longtime coach of the Maryland Terrapins. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.